Good morning. I am sure hoping our camera is live. We're having an opportunity to gather for Love Morning. I am Halcyon, and this is a chance to share gratitude and remind ourselves to be kind and patient. So, since I am here by the glorious sea, I hope you'll sit and join me. We can share gratitude all around the world. I think an angel sometimes is herald. I hope we can be the best that we can be. And if you think that's true, then sit here next to me. And if we have a song, we'll sing it from a tree. It's love morning. Love morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Emil. Hello, Jason. Good morning to you both, and anyone who might be joining us. I am live in Solana Beach right now. The ocean is behind me. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I sure can. It is roaring and delicious. It is a moist morning, and I set up outside here to try to share the glory of the ocean. The new episode of Stay Sparked dropped last night. It's about regulating your nervous system and getting dysregulated and how to kind of minimize when you get triggered and how to deal with it and how to repair. And one of the things we talked about was how healing nature and the ocean specifically for me can be in calming our nervous system. So I'm grateful for the ocean. I'm grateful that I was raised next to the Pacific Ocean. I'm grateful that my father, who was born and raised in San Diego, brought my family to San Diego, and that the ocean and trips to the beach was a huge part of my growing up. Funny enough, as a kid, I never wanted to go to the ocean, and I never wanted to leave once I was there. Yes, Emil, you have been here. You have been on this patio where I am right now. No wonder it feels so good. It's got Love Ambassador vibes imbued into this location. Good morning, Razorblade. I was Mingle, who is often here in the morning, but is in Australia right now. And so she's been tuning into the gratitudes. I think last night she was there at 6 p.m., which was like 11 a.m. tomorrow for those for Australia. Although I assume you have multiple time zones in Australia as well. So I don't know where in Australia she was, but I thought of you as she was describing kangaroos that she encountered. What are you grateful for today? I'm feeling grateful for my problems. You know, I know a lot of people that are going through hard times right now, like legitimately, you know, facing homelessness, fires, uh, terminal illnesses. And those three came up because in the last 24 hours, I've contributed to 3 friends' GoFundMe's. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I still feel so blessed that I am in a position where I can try to support and try to send love and resources to people to friends that are, whose problems, whose struggles, whose obstacles are so much more intense than mine. It just puts things into perspective, kind of like the ocean. Against the vastness of the sea, I feel like problems just get so dissolved into their tininess. And when you're witnessing someone deal with a terminal illness or a fire or homelessness, you know, it's like, wow, my problems are tiny, tiny, tiny. Good morning, Brent. Brent is Daytona bound on the 10. And I assume you mean the city and not the race. But if you are racing in the Daytona, I'm rooting for you. Yamil says, I am grateful for my garden and finally closing a painful chapter in my life and actually feeling at peace with it. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I think the wiser we get as we age, the more, the truth of this too shall pass just gets clearer and clearer. And that means the good stuff and the bad stuff and the challenging stuff and the difficulties and the triumphs. You close chapters, you start new ones, you close chapters, you start new ones, you say goodbye, you welcome back, you meet new. Daytona's home now. Gotcha. Thanks, Brent. Chris says, I am grateful for standing so close to the fire. Is that metaphorical or literal? But I am grateful to see you this morning, Chris. Anybody else want to share any gratitude today? I am grateful. I feel like there was something. Oh, I'm grateful for a bunch of house projects that I got help with yesterday. So I'm grateful to my friend Steven, who came and helped with a broken dishwasher and hanging a stained glass window that we moved. And it's going to help with a broken AC and all sorts of house projects. I'm so grateful to have a friend that is so handy, since my skills lie elsewhere. Good morning, Joyous. Thank you, Chris. Metaphorical fire. Gotcha. Well, that's where the excitement of life is. Joyous is grateful for the new moon and the ever-present blessing of a fresh new breath. Speaking of breath, I'm grateful for a morning meditation that I had today. Just did like a 7-minute meditation with Lisa. And really, I started thinking about something that one of my Facebook friends and Burning Man friends, Carl Baba, said a long time ago about meditation, that he was just like frustrated with the disruption of breath. Like in meditation, getting to this like the stillness and then having to breathe, and the stillness and having to breathe. And I was really feeling that this morning, of kind of like in the void for these fractions of a second, and then the body would breathe, and I would become aware of I'm in a body, void. Oh, I'm in a body, void. And then a thought would come in about something I need to do, and it was a really clear distinction between void, body, and thought. And it was a really I was like, oh, this is what meditation is really good for. I've also been having this mental switch recently, trying to shift from meditation to something that I should do, something that's good for me, something that's helpful and productive, to that 7 minutes, those 10 minutes. It's a power down. It is a vacation from life. So anytime I have a thought like, oh, I should do this, it's like, oh, no, you're on vacation right now. It's like if you got a work call when you're at the beach. Like, no, I don't have to do anything with life right now. I can just enjoy the feeling of the sun on my body. Or in this meditation, I can just enjoy the bizarre experience of being in a body. And I am noticing the pressure on my legs, and I'm noticing. And then if the thought comes in, it's like, no, that's the work phone. I have 7-minute vacation right now. I don't have to do anything involved with my health. I don't do anything involved with my productivity, my responsibilities, my finances. I had a moment when I'm like, ooh, let's work on your posture. And I'm like, I don't have to work on my posture. That's a human thing. I am on vacation for being a human right now. So I'm enjoying this shifted lens by which to enjoy the meditation experience. Sarah, I am grateful that I got to see you yesterday in gratitude, and grateful for your perseverance in finding it, since apparently the link I gave didn't work. Lisa asked where you were living now. She asked, I think, Idaho? And I couldn't remember where you said that you were. Sarah says, I am grateful for wonderful clients and friends who live and trust me with their adorable little Havanese, who they just dropped off. She's like instant Prozac with pause. Razorblade says, I am grateful for family. I'm spending the night at my aunt's and being fed very well. Yay. Speaking of family in Australia, Mingle's here, and Mingle is also visiting Australia. I love you too. I couldn't remember where in Australia you are now, Mingle. My understanding is that it is a large country. I've actually been to Australia once for Blazing Swan. So I went to Western Australia. I think that's where Blazing Swan is. I flew into Perth and then drove 4 hours to the event and then drove straight to the airport and came home. So I have a very limited understanding of what Australia is like, but what I saw was awesome. Aha, you're in Sydney. Beautiful. Well, I'm grateful that you're up in time. Wait, so what time is it for you right now? It's 9 a.m. for me. Sarah is in Sun Valley. Great, Idaho. Beautiful. Thank you for the invite. Good morning, Neck. How are you? Happy Thursday, everyone. I am grateful that I'm going to get to see my friend Paul today. Paul, who often pops in and says hello on these mornings. I met Paul in 5th grade when I was sent to a special school for smart kids. And I basically flunked out. I didn't technically flunk out, but it's one of the most significant chapters of my life. I went to the school, was overwhelmed with how I was not special. Everyone was geniuses there, and so I became like one of the problem kids in the class. And I started to get really depressed. I had a kind of a not a real suicide attempt, but I made gestures and I put a belt around my neck and hung it over a doorknob in 5th grade. So I apologize. Trigger warning. I had a suicide attempt or gesture in 5th grade, and so I left the school, and then Paul and I reacquainted in junior high, and then really got close in high school, and now he continues to be one of my soul brothers. So as I was watching my nephew's graduation on last Friday, it was cool to look back. At the time, I thought I was going to lose all these good friends, and I'm still very close with Paul and Scott and Brandon and Darren. It's 2 p.m. tomorrow. Amazing, Mingle. Any stock tips for what's going to happen in the future? Mingle says, I am grateful to have found a friend that I lost touch with for 27 years. So happy to have found her. That is awesome. I was sharing to Lisa your emotions yesterday in gratitude as you were looking forward to reconnecting. I think that's very, very cool. So I'm guessing from your picture that you posted that you had a good visit. Anyone else want to share any gratitude? I am grateful for coffee, but I am not quite as grateful for what it does to my bladder. I am squirming in my chair right now, so I may have to say goodbye soon. I am at a point in my life or my bladder development where if I got to go, it can be very disruptive. Like I have a pee jug in my car always. And in fact, I used it on Tuesday. Wait, what's today? Tuesday. We had a meeting at a bank for First Saturdays. We got our bank account for as a 501c3. And I got to the early and I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the grocery store and they said they showed me where the bathroom is. And so I go to the bathroom and both bathrooms were locked. And I was waiting. I went, shopped around. I came back and they're locked. I'm like, now I'm going to be late for the bank appointment. So I go to the bank appointment. And of course, the bank has no bathroom. So, and that takes like 30 minutes for us to sign a couple papers, even though, never mind, that's not the point of the story. So then I leave the bank. The bank says, there's a bathroom in CVS. So I go to CVS, walk across the parking lot, walk through the CVS, get to the bathroom. It says bathroom closed or, no, out of service. I'm like, oh shit. So my choices now are pee on the side of the building or I have a pee jug in my car. So I get in my car. Now my pee jug is like a big wide necked, it's like a Miracle Grow container, and just get into my car, lean over, peed right there in the parking lot in my car. And I even might think, like, what am I going to do if like a police officer knocks on my window? I would be like, officer, due respect, I'm a human being. And I tried 3 establishments in this. I've been doing business as a customer in this mini mall area, this little, shopping center. 3 of the outlets would not let me do my human thing. What am I supposed to do? All right. Sorry. I get very passionate about my bladder. I can only imagine it's going to be more problematic as I age. So, any last gratitudes before we head off into our day and try to remember to be kind and connecting and patient? I encourage people to listen to the new Stay Sparked episode. It's about being triggered and regulating your system and having compassion for your partners and building trust so that you can work through the very human and kind of universal experience of getting dysregulated, the fight, flight, and freeze. Sarah says, I'm so grateful to live in this place, and grateful for my first time on your live noon Zoom yesterday and meeting fellow grateful beings from around the globe. Yeah, that was great to have you there. Thanks so much for sharing your face and your gratitude. Everyone is always welcome. Shoot me a note and I will make sure a message through any of the formats, or you can email me at johnhalcyonstin@gmail.com and I will make sure I get you the link to the gratitude circles. Because apparently Zoom, or you can also try through lifestudent.com. And if any of the links on lifestudent.com give you troubles, please let me know. Sarah's grateful to have a home with a bathroom and running water. It's often overlooked until we have moments of urgency. I have deep compassion for the houseless. So true. The access to plumbing is so underrated, underappreciated until you have no place to wash your hands and no place to defecate. That changes your reality real quick. So let's end on that high note of defecation, or maybe not that, maybe just on gratitude for all of our amenities. Gratitude for the opportunity to have the technology to connect in this moment. And wherever you are, let's give ourselves a big squeeze. See that sleeve says love more, fear less, float more, steer less. And as we squeeze each other, feel ourselves being held by one another, connecting in this place beyond the physical, connecting in a place of shared intentions and open hearts, shared humanity as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here, thanks for being here for this Love Morning Hug Nation Gratitude Gathering. I love you. Enjoy the day. See you tomorrow.